Hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Al Stock Trades. How's everybody doing today? I feel a lot better today. Holy moly. Screw that tuna pokey from Costco. Man, that thing had me down. What's going on, Neil? You're making popcorn for this one. It certainly deserves such great popcorn. What's going on, Clover Minded? What's up, Al? I smashed that like button. Yes. Smash and hit that like button. Support our channel for democratizing financial literacy for all. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and hide the distractions. This is very important here. Let's go ahead and talk business. So a couple things I want to discuss really quickly. The biggest thing on the docket really quickly here is we just got a technical breakout, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this picture. This is the S&P 500, okay? We're going to take a picture and screenshot here, and we're going to open up a new tab. We're just going to put this in here, okay? We're going to put this in here. I want to talk about this, okay? Yeah, Costco Pokemon, don't eat it. Do not eat it. Right? At least the one in Phoenix, right? Not good. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So if you haven't recalled, this is the S&P 500. This is the stock dropping, the S&P 500 dropping when DeepSeek was announced. Like I said, we recovered, right? This was the drop in regards to the tariffs. People were very emotional, saying, oh, we're all going to die. Right. And then I said it's going to recover, and it did. And this little drop here was the CPI report, and then now it's recovered. Right. Well, something big has been happening. I've been monitoring this situation because I did see a downward trajectory channel on the S&P 500. But ladies and gentlemen, today was extremely bullish. These are the biggest bullish beans you have seen. OK, you know the statement. When I say the statement, you understand what this means, right? So we just broke out from a technical perspective. What this tells me is institutions are getting ready to plow into the market, okay? You understand what plowing into the market means, okay? So they're about to basically jump up from this this downward channel. So essentially we're getting a technical breakout, okay? Technical breakout in process. And that's number one, okay? The other thing I would like to discuss is you see how we had an increase and a dip and an increase. It's interesting because we were up 1.57% today. If you look at United Healthcare saw an increase and a dip and an increase, and two increases here. If you were to clean up the data and look at the time points of this peak, was at 225. You look at this here, where's 225? Right around here. See this peak right there before it dropped to get to the other peak at 455? Here's right. So what you're starting to see is that Clover is starting to move with United Healthcare, obviously with Clover leading, right? That's interesting because if you look at Humana is diverging now. We're at $2. We're at minus 2.75% down. Like I said, this is most likely a dead cat bounce, and it certainly is looking like such. In 5 days, we're down 9.55%. 1 month, we're down 12%. Year to date, we're about to pretty much hit 0% in the making, meaning that all the gains that it made, it's about to basically be lost. 6 months, it's down 29%. 1 year, it's down 30%. 5 years is down 32%. From the peak all the way to the bottom, it's down 54.42%. So Humana is pretty much bleeding, okay? And you can look at it overall. This is what a crash looked like. I mean, the last time we've seen this was the COVID-19 pandemic, and even then we're getting lower prices, I think, right? So this is pretty good, okay? Very quickly, we have a report we're going to discuss. Shout out to all the members that have joined Lifetime Access. The Flash coupon code will be expiring in 8 hours, maybe a little less, right? 8 hours. So take advantage. It's $500 off. Lifetime access to our advanced stock terminal, which I'm very excited to show you. We just basically got something. I put in a new upgrade. It includes our lessons from zero to hero to teach you how to use this information. It includes the stock terminal, brain machine, and our third-party vendors that has over 2.5 billion outputs of institutionally graded data. And most importantly, it's the people, right? We have, on average, with a net worth, with a 30% response rate, net worth exceeding $44 million of net worth that you can all collide with and learn from, okay? and along with other things such as options analysis, pretty much learning how to make $250,000 a month, right? Literally, and even more as the price increases for Clover, we can go ahead and do covered calls and cash secured puts, right? Learning how to utilize the wheel strategy, right? And in the future, we're going to bring experts as well. I just, trying to organize it all right now. Since I am not in Tucson, I'm about to go to Tucson this weekend. Okay, so flash sale, in 8 hours, it's going to expire. Take advantage of our, lifetime access, our new advanced stock terminal, all included in lifetime access. All right. So now let's go ahead and turn to the report. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in on the report. Right, full steam ahead. How you doing, Kenneth? Welcome. Right, and Kenneth is our new member who joined lifetime access. Welcome. Right. So, all right. So let's see here. So first off, I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of talk about it real quick. And if you want to see the full report, it's on the Research Edge for our paid access members. Now, interestingly, the stock market had 3 opportunities to die, right? It had 3 opportunities to die today, right? Or to die this year. The first death was DeepSeek, and then it recovered. The second death was the tariffs, and then it recovered. The third death was CPI report, hot print, and it recovered. So obviously, it seems to me that we have a very resilient 2025 market, right? Versus if this was to happen in 2022, 2023 for all my individuals, especially in 2022, you would understand how the market would behave, right? So you're starting to see there's been a behavior change because we were now in stage 1 and stage 2 of the bull market cycle, okay? And the question is, are we nearing stage 3 or stage 4? Absolutely not, because if you look at the A2 sentiment, the A22 sentiment, or AII, whatever I call it, the bulls have actually retracted backwards. So we actually had a capitulation that happened in December and January, ladies and gentlemen, which means that in every bull market, again, I've been in the market for over 10 years, right? I've seen these patterns. I'm a scientist, so I'm programmed to look for patterns, right? And I think the first principles, as many lifetime members have seen with what we've created together in our product line launches. What's interesting to basically state here, ladies and gentlemen, is that in every bull market cycle, you have these bear traps, right? And a lot of individuals from these bear traps, they start to capitulate, right? That's why I like long-term investing. These are traders mostly, and a lot of investors that get flushed away because, again, retail investors, they call them weak hands, right? So what ended up happening is a lot of the weak-handed investors have been flushed out of the market, and a lot of individuals that are more senior and serious have essentially bought in their fold, right? Historically, these people end up coming up at the top, so don't worry. They will come back into the play, into this beautiful game called capitalism, in which we will sell them the stock, and then don't worry, they will sell it to us when it goes lower, right? But what's happening is we had some capitulation, right? And right now the market is set to basically explode. Now, unfortunately, these people are not quite educated in terms of understanding these movements, and they don't really quite have a community and just sophisticated research and tools to help them, right? The beautiful part about technical analysis is it tells you kind of what's going on, and you can isolate buying and selling pressure to ultimately see what's the market thinking right now and potentially catch a move before move catches on, right? So the biggest thing for the CPI report now tracking back was it came in hot, but if you isolate shelter costs, motor vehicles, and used car prices, it accounts to 77% of the total rise, indicating that majority of it is just cost related and used car prices and shelter. So I'm not really worried about this, and neither is Jerome Powell. He doesn't say that we've essentially beaten inflation. He said that we still have more time, but he didn't say that inflation is stalling, which is a big word here. So we're pretty good. So we talked about the market capitulation. The next FOMC rate decision is on March 19th, so we have until then. But overall, this is incredible, big news, okay? So we already talked about the sale. Take advantage. Now let's go ahead and look at the sector performance. So today, where's healthcare? Healthcare is right here, right in the middle. We had real estate and information technology leading the way, and obviously utilities down, right? So we're seeing a little bit of market shift in today's prices. Now, here is the new advanced quantum chart I'm very excited to announce. Let me show you how powerful this is. So let's go ahead and open up the daily chart. Now you have, this is the Apple stock. Now you have the power to look at not only support and resistance lines, right? You now can activate analyst price targets. So now what you see here are analyst price target. You have a, let me just zoom in here so you can see. You have a target high of $300, a median target of $257.50, which is kind of hit right on top of that, almost like a resistance line. You have a consensus of $250.65, and you have a low target of $200. Ladies and gentlemen, this is incredibly powerful because now you're able to graph analyst price targets on the chart. You see how powerful that is? And it's all included lifetime access, which is why in the we're going to be increasing prices, because you can see how sophisticated and expensive this is getting, right? What's cool is you can put another support line on it. You could put a Fibonacci on it. There's a lot of things you can do with this interactive chart. Now, let's say, for example, you look at Palantir and you go ahead and you do a advanced price targets, and you can see here's the trading price of Palantir, and the highest price target is 105, and here's the other one. So you can see kind of when a stock is trading above its price target, right? You could go ahead and take a look at, let's say, SoFi, right? And you can go ahead and look at the analyst price target there, and you can see it's trading above its analyst price target, right? You could go ahead and take a look at Clover, right? And you can look at its analyst price target. And interestingly, this is funny. Check this out. You hit analyst price target, and you can see it's all the way up here. I mean, look how much we have to move. That's $6. And you know what's funny? That individual from Craig Holmes, he hit $6 and kept sending it into the record system to where it overrides systems analysis, to where it overrides the price targets of other people. I think he did this on purpose to where now we see only his price target of $6. So I think he did that on purpose. This guy's crazy, man. Right? Right? So here's the analyst price target for Mr. Craig. In fact, we could go ahead and look at the all-time. We could analyze Clover, and we could look at the analyst price target here for Clover, and you can see it's right around there, right? Right around there. In fact, we could go ahead and overlay the support and resistance lines on the analyst price target. You could see kind of how this sexy is looking like, how sexy this is, right? You can put a Fibonacci on top of it, and you can get even more data. So you can see how powerful the stock terminal is now. You can literally now superimpose your analysis with the analyst price target, right? So let's go ahead and let's run an advanced technical analysis utilizing our proprietary neural engines. And what you can see now is for Clover Health specifically, we got on the minute, we have an uptrend. On an hour, we have an uptrend. On the daily, we have an uptrend. On the weekly, we have an uptrend. And on the all times, we have an uptrend. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a total bullish score of 5 and a total bearish score of 0. And here's the work of the analysis of how it basically did it, right? Now, if you think this is like BS, let's pick a stock that's not doing well, right? That needs some life support. You have AMC. Let's do an advanced technical analysis here. And you can see on the minute, there's an uptrend. Hour, there's an uptrend. But look at the downtrend. So you have a bullish score of 2 and a bearish score of 3, right? Let's go ahead and look at another stock that's struggling, Humana. Let's go ahead and do, first off, let's see the price targets on this bad boy. So you can see the price targets for Humana, 274. We got 256 and 251 and then 247, right? So, but let's go ahead and do an advanced technical analysis on here, and you can basically see that the Humana is really failing, right? It's downtrending on the minute, downtrending on the hour, uptrend on the daily. That's all it got. And then weekly is a downtrend, and all time is a downtrend, which means you got a total bullish score of 1 and a total bearish score of 4. And soon to be on that daily, it's going to turn into a downtrend. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to be 0 to 5. Okay? Right? It's about to be, RIP. You get what I'm saying? Right? So overall, let's go ahead and do a Monte Carlo real quick. And we could do a Monte Carlo, let's say, for example, here, and do a Monte Carlo calculation. We could do a Monte Carlo, let's say, here. And what this does is it runs 5,000 simulations. But you know me, I like to go big. So let's do a Monte Carlo on all timelines, right? And it's going to run 25,000 simulations. And the crazy part is you can't even see the simulations in a table format because my computer will blow up, right? So the cool part about this is if you look at the bull case for the Monte Carlo, which goes out to 40 days into the future, we're looking at a minute chart bull case of $4.63, an hour chart of a bull case of $5.54, a bull case for the daily of $8.59 freaking cents, which is an 89% return. Then for the weekly, we got a bull case of $9.52 with 109.8% return. And in an all-times chart, you got a bull case of $7.77, baby. 777, baby. That's the Las Vegas numbers right here. Let's go, right? So you start to see the power of the stock terminal now, and you start to realize that to all the haters that said, hey, Al Stock Trades doesn't have a platform. Well, here it is. This is our platform, right? As people have been talking crap about us, I've been putting in the work, and I've been working my butt off for our Lifetime Access members, and I can reassure you, all of our Lifetime Access members are happy, right? Because customer satisfaction is my number one priority, right? I took Mayo Clinic's mission of the needs of the patient come first, and I made sure to say, you know what, the needs of my clients come first, right? So all the Lifetime Access members, thank you for believing in what we've created here, right? And believing in the mission. And now you can basically see what we've created, right? We've created something remarkable, right? We've created a Bloomberg-like style terminal that is accessible to retail investors, and that's affordable, okay? All right. So now let's go ahead and look at the quantum flow chart. This is another proprietary element that we have, and you could see here, let's go ahead and remove all these things. On the minute chart, we saw some weakness at the end of the market where we entered to hell, where it's below the blue line, right? But if you look at the monthly and then look at this analysis, you can see that we're actually above the blue line. So we're on an uptrend, ladies and gentlemen. We're on an uptrend, okay? I'm very excited, right? From the 3 months, you can look at it from here. You can see it's above the blue line. 6 months, you can look at here. 1 year here. And what the goal is essentially, you see this negative Al Stock Trades proprietary quant flow. We want this to turn green. We want it to slowly become less negative and turn green, right? Because if you look at it right now, it's really red, and it's slowly trying to recover. You can see how this is more negative than this, and it's slowly creeping on upwards, hopefully on an inflection point. I'll give an example. Take a look at Palantir, right? You look at Palantir, nobody wanted the stock when it was trading at, I don't know, like $6.50, right? People were calling us crazy, right? When we were calling it out and hitting it up with a price target. But look at it. You see how negative it was? And all of a sudden there was an inflection point. And when the inflection point happened, our All Stock Trades proprietary quant flow, look what happened to stock price. The stock price literally ballooned to the moon. Okay? So that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I'm waiting for Clover, right? Here's the sentiment analysis. You go ahead and hit Clove, and you can see this is very powerful information, because what this does is it searches all of the news sources online, and it runs it through our proprietary analog, right? And it goes ahead and graphs it, right? You can see here, this is negative 2.42, which is bearish. And this happened in May of 2024, which was around when the stock price was 60 to 70 cents. Now, all of a sudden, we're at a position where we've never been this high. In fact, if you were to graph the overall history of Clover, we were never this high ever before. Never. Not even when it squeezed to $28. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you can conglomerate all this data, right? You conglomerate all this data where you have a technical breakout for the S&P 500, right? You have a stock market that's been resilient to DeepSeek, to the tariffs, and then this drop here in CPI. You have analyst price targets that are above the overall price of Clover, which you can basically see right here with a touch, or have times have changed with our analysis, right? You have Monte Carlo sequence simulations utilizing our proprietary methods that shoot the stock up to the $7 regions plus. We have, going back here and looking at Clover specifically, you have it respecting our technical line that we drew many days ago. So you can see we're not buffooning you. We're not lying to you. You can read the analysis here, right? You can see that it's been respecting this line, right? And potentially will signal a breakout. We have a flagpole with a flag forming and an ascending triangle, which you've already seen playing out here, right? So there's a lot of things to look forward to here, and I'm very excited, right? I'm very excited, right? So this is definitely incredible information, and yeah, obviously you want to go ahead and do a quickly progression analysis. We can go ahead and say Clover's growing 27%. They're growing at $1.3 billion. This is the price projection for Clover, and you can see all the way from $4 to $43.37. right? So ultimately, you could see the power of the platform in looking at it from different types of analyses, right? And interestingly, this is without SaaS. Imagine if you bring SaaS into the mixture, what's going to happen, right? And we're going to soon hear the true SaaS numbers, right? There's a lot going on behind the curtains in this company, a lot, okay? So yeah, shout out to Craig Holm. The new chart are easy and read and much more user-friendly. Times have changed. Absolutely, right? Times have certainly changed. I mean, just look how easy to read this chart is. I mean, just you have quantum flow information that's easy to read that a 5-year-old can understand. And you have ability to look at analyst price targets and be able to just literally put them on right in front of your faces and let's literally be able to integrate them right there with the analyst price target. So I'm very excited for all the people that want to support the mission and join the platform that makes millionaires, right? This is by far one of the only investments you can make that will amplify your wealth, right? Take advantage of our expiring coupon code FLASH that will expire in 8 hours. Take advantage and be able to break out of the matrix because you have people that are hungry and you, at the end of the day, you are who you surround yourself with. God bless you all, and I'll see you on the next one.